Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a mesh wreath out of just various colors of mesh and by tucking in some decorative pieces that make the wreath right for the holiday. I found all of my supplies at the Dollar Tree, but you can find the supplies you need at any craft store or even a Walmart or a Target. You'll need a wire wreath and this mesh. I used 3 different colors and got 3 of each of the colors. I did have about a half a roll left of each. You can see the width here. They do make a width like about double this, but this is the width I used for mine. And then you can also use decorative ribbon. Now this is optional. You wouldn't have to do this, but you'll see how I use that. You do need chenille stems or pipe cleaners, as I used to call them. Those are really important to have. You'll need some wire cutters. That'll make your life so much easier. So the first thing you're going to need to do is just cut these strips of mesh, and you are going to be cutting a lot of strips of mesh. It's probably the part that I like the least in this project, is just cutting out all of these pieces of mesh. I had to tell you, when I first started making these, I was very prescriptive and measured my pieces. And even at the beginning of this one, I did the same thing because I was doing it on video. And the bottom line is you really don't have to be that prescriptive. When you're cutting this mesh, all you're really trying to do is make sure that it rolls up, so you can kind of just roll it. Like while it's on the roll, just pull it off and kind of make a little roll. And once you've got enough to allow that whole little piece to make a roll, or almost like a scroll, then you can go ahead and cut it off. But I will tell you that's around 8 inches in length if you're going to measure it off of the roll. Well, once all my mesh ribbon was cut, I went ahead and started cutting my regular ribbon. Now, I wish I would have done this a little bit differently. When you're cutting your ribbon, look at the height of your mesh ribbon. Mine, since it's the Dollar Tree mesh ribbon, is about 6 inches in height, and I cut my ribbon also 6 inches in height. And what you'll see at the end is my regular ribbon doesn't really poke out of my wreath as much as I would like it to. So what I would recommend that you do is cut it, an inch and a half to maybe 3 inches longer than whatever your height is. So if I were doing this again, I would cut my ribbon 8 to 9 inches long, and that makes it about 2 to 3 inches longer than my mesh ribbon. And then once I got all of my ribbon cut, I went ahead and cut the V's on the end. Now this is really an optional thing to do. It's really a matter of preference and how you like your ribbon. But to do this easily, if you do want to put the V's, I like to fold mine vertically in half, like you can see here. And then that way when I cut my diagonal line, my cut is symmetrical on both sides of my ribbon. It's just a really fast and easy way to do it, but to make sure that your V's are pretty consistent on both sides. Okay, once I got all of my ribbon cut, I took just a minute to get everything organized so that I could start to make my ribbon bundles. So you can see here I've got my cut ribbon together in little buckets, and I've got my mesh kind of separated by color. It just makes it a lot easier when it's time to start rolling and making the bundles. So to do this, we need to take 3 pieces of the mesh plus 1 piece of the cut ribbon, and together that's going to make 1 bundle. And so as I roll each one, then I crisscross them on top of each other so that they're kind of pointing at different angles. And then I take the ribbon strip and kind of put it on the top, again with even it facing another angle. And then just scrunch and pinch the middle kind of as tightly as you can, and use a chenille stem to wrap around that. And I try to get a really tight wrap because I really want that ribbon when I get it onto my wire frame to have a really good hold. But you can see here when I'm twisting it, I'm just twisting it a couple of times, because if you twist too much, which I did when I first started making these, when you go to put them onto the wire frame, you have, a 1/2 inch of twist and it doesn't sit real nicely against the wire frame. So a couple twists will do it, as long as you're pulling tight and you have a really good pinch in the center of your bundle. Okay, let's make one more and then I'll show you how to attach the ribbon bundles to your wire wreath frame. So again, we're rolling the mesh. It does get a little sticky and the wires in there kind of make it a little bit difficult to roll sometime. And as I'm doing this, I do try to make sure that each of my rolls is kind of about that same thickness. You can either have really tight rolls or loose rolls. You can see here I make mine pretty loose. I like the way that looks on the wire frame. And so you get all 3 pieces rolled, and then I like to do my first 2 as a crisscross, kind of like an X, and then I put my 3rd piece just facing a little bit different angle, and then put my piece of regular ribbon right on top, and then scrunch it or pinch it in the middle really tight. And once I get that ready, I grab a chenille stem and just wrap that around using just right in the middle of that chenille stem. At the end, we're going to trim this. That's what your wire cutters are for. Once we get all of these ribbon bundles onto the wire frame, we're going to use those wire cutters to trim it. So don't worry too much about having the chenille stem right in the stem right in the middle, because we're just going to cut off most of those ends anyway. So I like to make all of my ribbon bundles before I actually start putting them onto the wire wreath frame. At the end, you might have to put together a few extras if you don't have quite enough made, but it just makes it a lot smoother because you kind of get into a rhythm of making all of these bundles. So like I said earlier, I like to make 60 to 70 ribbon bundles. I do like my wreath pretty tight, which means the ribbon bundles are just really pushed very closely together within each section of the frame. All right, so let's get started here. This is our wire wreath frame. I did get this one at Dollar Tree. I think it's a 14-inch. And I'm going to take the ribbon bundles. And on mine, you can see I had a couple of different colors of ribbon. And so as I put my ribbon bundles onto my wreath, I'm going to try to kind of alternate those. If you didn't use any variants like that, you don't need to worry about that. So you take your wire frame and you find those 2 middle wires, right? There's 4 layers going around that wreath of ribbon, and you're finding the 2 middle, and you're taking your chenille stems and you're sticking them into those outer 2 sections, because you're going to tie your chenille stem, I shouldn't say tie, but twist it onto the back of the frame on those middle 2 wires like you can see here. And I twisted about 5 times. Again, you don't want to twist it too much because you're going to trim off that excess. But basically, we are going to just continue to put these on, and you really want to get them tight because otherwise this ribbon bundle isn't going to hold really tight to the frame. So then I come in with my second piece here. Again, the whole way around, I'm always putting it onto these middle 2 wires and just pulling it really tight and twisting. Now, when you're putting them on, when you're starting, it doesn't really matter quite so much that you're scrunching them to each other, because sometimes, you just need to get them on and then you'll start to push them over. Because this is when I was talking about tightness. This is really what I was talking about, is how much are you going to push one ribbon bundle into the other? Because the tighter they are, the more mesh you're getting onto that frame, and the more, I don't know if you would call it volume, I think the more volume that your frame would have. So you'll just continue to take these ribbon bundles, and don't worry, on the back, it's going to look really bad as you start putting it on, because you're going to have all these chenille stems, and we're really going to trim those. But, the back of your wreath will always kind of have that look to it, but no one really sees the back of the wreath. Now, when I did my chenille stems, I did choose a color that matched the look of my wreath because I was worried anywhere where the chenille ribbon would show, I didn't want it to be just a funky color. And so I did go ahead and pick a color that coordinated. But when you look at this here with this one section done, you don't really see the chenille stems anywhere. I think it's really cool as you see it come together because the pieces of mesh, like even when you have a ribbon bundle, I remember saying, how would this ever look really cute? But once you start seeing a section done, you can see how full it is and how those ribbon bundles and the round rolled mesh just really starts to pop out and give that wreath a great look. To me, this is just the really fun part of the project. Having the ribbon bundles all put together really makes the wreath coming together really quick. And before you know it, you just have this amazing looking wreath just full of fun colors and ribbon bundles. Let's talk about the back. So what we'll want to do, now you can see I've got all my pieces on the wreath. I just want to clean up the back. If I don't, I'm going to scratch the paint on my wall. Those wire stems are really long and they all poke out. So I like to take my wire trimmers and just cut each of those chenille stems. Now, what you can do if you don't have wire cutters, and it is really hard to cut them with scissors, is you can braid them, kind of braid and pull those chenille stems flat and kind of just twist them lengthwise and continue to roll them around the back. So it's another option if you don't have the wire cutters. And that's it. Our wreath is pretty much ready here. So a couple more things we want to do. One, we want to get a wire hanger onto it, something that would help you hang this wreath onto your wall. So I'm going to show you just something that I do to do that. There's a lot of different approaches, but I've got an easy one. And then we're going to talk about some additional steps you can take to kind of even give your wreath just a little bit more flair. So let's start by talking about how we're going to hang this wreath up. So you'll want to go ahead and turn the wreath over and then find a pipe cleaner or a chenille strand that you're going to use to be your wreath hanger and fold that in half. And then take the loop of that pipe cleaner and tuck it under the second from the outer wire and then tuck those ends right through that loop, but pull up on the loop, right? So you can see here my loop is up there, and then I'm taking these two ends and I'm tying a knot in them. Kind of trying to pull tight. It's kind of funky to work with the chenille in this way, but it works. And so once I get my knot and then I do a few twists, that's just really helping to hold. This wire wreath is super light. The mesh ribbon's light, the wire frame is light. So that's really enough to get it ready to go. And from there, then you can hang that on your wall. And then you can take a few minutes to trim up the mesh, right? So anywhere where you might have any frayed pieces that you want to cut off, any angles you need to add to any of the ribbon, and really just clean that up. Now, I decided that I wanted to add some decorative Easter picks into my wreath. So I grabbed these. These were just $1. 5 eggs in each pack. So it's kind of a fun way to get some decorative items pretty inexpensively. And I just broke those picks off because I needed for them to be pretty short, and just tuck those picks right into my wreath. And I didn't have any problems with them staying in there. So I did not glue any of my picks into my wreath because I already had an idea with this wreath. I wanted to do a fun makeover after Easter to make it a frozen wreath. These colors are perfect for the frozen theme. And there's so many inexpensive things you can get to just glue right into the center of the wreath that say frozen. But for Easter, I wanted these eggs in it. And so I just continued to cut those and just kind of poke them in around the wreath. you know, this is the part that's fun that you can just walk around any store, but in particular, if you're trying to be economical, Dollar Tree has really great little wood, or I don't know if they're wood, but little frames, little decorative art pieces that look so great in the center of these wreaths. And they also regularly have all kinds of fun picks with things like these eggs. And so I like to do these wreaths for all different occasions, whether it's Easter or holiday, Christmas, Halloween. Made some fun Halloween things. And then if you really want to have fun and do some like the colors of your school, you might need to go to like Amazon, because Amazon has got all kinds of colors of the mesh ribbon. So here you see the mesh ribbon ready to go. It has these great Easter picks in it, just giving it that final flair. And again, a really inexpensive way to make a fun mesh wreath. So I hope you found the video today helpful. If you did, I'd love it if you take just a second and give it a thumbs up. If you like DIY projects, you might consider subscribing. Most of what I do on my channel is earrings. I do a lot of fun leather earrings with my Cricut machine, but I do love to decorate around the holidays, so I do a lot of holiday crafts as well, and sometimes I take a minute and get those on video to put on my channel. Thanks everyone for watching, and have a great day.